La la la, la la. Ooh, those are pedals, touching rocks. Ah, your sexy personality maybe, your boyish good looks. And we're gonna head over to Leogang before the weather turns. Ooh, what a fucking run! And as we reach the end of this little series of our trip to the Alps and our annual 4-in-4 epic bike holiday, we're going to pick up the action on what is still an incredibly wet and misty day. And by now, we'd made our way over to yet another blue flow jam that's rather cleverly named the Blue Trail. Some bike parks put a lot of effort into the trail names. Saalbach, it would seem, not so much. And because this was a new trail for us and it was still sloppy as all hell and slicker than a cat's nipple, it once again fell on my incredibly broad and insanely manly shoulders to lead the party train down the mountain.
78, 76.
This is what we're doing here? Oh, yeah. Ready? No. And once we'd successfully dodged a couple of cows, it's time to see what this trail is all about. And to do that, we needed to throw down a quick cycle lap. Oh, landed on the front brakes there. That was a bit shitty of me. Oh. Once we've made sure there were no surprises along the way, except for loads of ridiculously wet wood, which, as everybody knows, is mega safe and incredibly grippy in the wet. It can be absolutely lethal when it's wet. And having taken this run super seriously, we decided to head back up for another quick party train, where the lift ride up gave me the perfect chance to drop some wisdom on your asses. So as the weather starts to clear a little bit, we're actually starting to get a little bit of day going, but I have discovered the best way to keep your gogs nice and organized, and that is you stick an old sock in your pocket in your raincoat, and then when you stop you can pull a nice dry sock out of your raincoat to keep your goggles nice and clean. And then in a nice little jiffy bag, a little Ziploc bag in your backpack, you can keep another spare sock or two, and then when your one sock gets dirty and wet, you just trade out for another dry, clean sock to keep your gogs nice and ordinary. And that is top tip for the day. No. And second runs down meant I was able to drop in behind the boys for some tasty follow cam action. And on this one, it was once again a turn of stupid, who for some reason always manages to be slightly obscured by an incredibly well-placed droplet of water on the lens. And because the cows were making their way down the mountain faster than Grubels can ride a bike, we were once again alpine roadblocked, which gave me a chance to wipe the lens just in time to catch the steward displaying his city boy upbringing. No, we got to come through. Thanks very much for that. I mean, the guy will spear, tackle, and knife-wielding child like it's his favorite pastime, but for some reason, tiny cows make him nervous. But now, being freshly fueled by thoughts of being chased down the mountain by a tiny bell-wielding cow, Stu had turned the wick up a notch, and the train was back to full wet weather tempo. Like a loser! That is, of course, until we were once again in Deathwood Central. Well, risky, got it. But soon we were through all of that and on to the most well-crafted berm the world has ever seen.
Berms are absolutely in immaculate condition, eh, Stu? Stu, go in.
Then, the airbag. And I dropped the ball completely on this one. And instead of soaking some random people I'd never met before, nor will ever see again, or nor have any interest in my riding whatsoever, in my steez, I pulled the naffest jump I'd pulled all day into the bag. And I mean, because I'd pulled some proper good ones earlier on, and then that, man, it just grates my balls. But with the weather looking like it was improving and still quite a bit of time left on the clock, we decided to head back up the mountain for another run at the Hacklberg Trail.
Into the mists! Whoa! Misty mountains! It is proper mist! Oh!
Only to find the mist still hanging about and the trail now being a bit more torn up from all of the additional traffic it had seen throughout the morning.
But again!
And the added slop and still very limited visibility made identifying features a bit of a trek.
What is it? What? This one I think was alright. Yep. Whew.
But before long, we were at the iconic I'll get a picture of myself reflected in this pond spot. And then onto the lesser known, when did I actually leave the trail and start riding down a river section of the trail? Well, at least that's what you would have seen, if not for the mist and massive amounts of mud on my legs.
What is this? Ah. Caught me!
But we were not going to let such minor issues such as water and visibility slow us down. So, after a couple of mid-trail lens wipes, it was back to charging down the trail and annoying myself with my inability to recognize features.
Oh, fuck! Jesus Christ! Ah. Whew. That is sloppy! Believe you me, you'll not see anything out of what is a disaster area that is probably my camera right now. That was flippin' sloppy. Ooh-wee.
And this mud-soaked lens section is where tragedy struck. As I reached the little hut, I found myself alone for an uncomfortably long period of time, because the good Skaziel had taken a bit of a spill. Now, normally we'd not make fun of a downed comrade, but Cousin Al was relatively unhurt, and he had the incredible misfortune of landing in a massive pile of cow shit. And it is near on impossible to feel sympathy for someone who's covered from head to toe in cow shit. It's just not something that's possible. Or niet possible, babushka, as we say in the France.
Oh,
and with the good Skaziel being healthy, if not a little banged up and ever so slightly stinky, there was only one thing we could do: continue our massive party train down the mountain and make Skaziel
We had a
lead
lot
the
of
way.
work to do after today. It's starting to get proper turned up now. The nice little grippy coating that we had this morning has disappeared.
And then, after a few changes to the riding order, it was time to wrap up the Hacklberg Trail and tuck in behind the stewbird, where he was now in the mood to get a little bit thrifty on that Bronson of his.
After the little sweep of the lens, I didn't have a
And after a short while, he'd spotted a few rabbits as well. And you all know what has to be done when you spot a few rabbits out on the trail. So Stu tucked his ears and off we went. And then, after a bit of a chase, it was time. I know, I was also looking proper forward to this bit, where Stu would slap out some tasty left and soak me in his steez. But then I decided to edit in only one, because I'm tired of hearing him talk smack about his left whips, and also because he didn't take me to the strip club for my birthday. 1-0 me, and checkmate Stewart. Let that be a lesson to you for next year's trip. And to you, Trailmaster Brown, I hear you have purchased yourself a new steed and have penciled your name in for next year's trip. But be warned, these trips come with a deep and honoured tradition. So don't even bother turning up unless you are sporting a most majestic comedy snore. Andy cannot be winning Snore of the Trip 3 years in a row. It just can't happen. And also make sure you bring plenty of dancing dollars. And to everybody else out there, thank you very much for tagging along with us on our most epic mountain biking adventure. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and drop us a comment. Peace out, homies.